Well, folks, Marianne did it again. She made another video claiming this time it's for Umar Johnson specifically. To say that this one just demonstrates her complete disconnect from reality is the understatement of 2026. Have a listen.
Greeting, everybody. Please come on in. Y'all could listen. This video I'm making for Umar Johnson, especially. You know what? I had a conversation with you on the phone, and you told me that I'm not the first who tried to take you out. You're built for that.
You are now admitting that you have regular contact with Umar Johnson. Having his phone number indicates that you are on good enough terms that you can call him, and he will talk to you. Umar Johnson is notorious for cutting off former friends and enemies. If you can actually talk to him on the phone, that means you and him have a level of personal contact that justifies people being suspicious of you. I mean, why would you even want to speak to him? You're the one who said that he ruined your film. You also claimed that you wanted to have him federally investigated, and that he wrote you a fake check that you somehow cashed. And more importantly, why would he want to talk to you if he knows you're doing all this? That's not typical Umar Johnson behavior. It's also very interesting that he doesn't mention you in any of his recent videos, and yet you want us to believe that you just recently had a phone call with him. It just doesn't add up. Fake check, Marianne. At best, this is a lie. Johnson would not stay in contact with you, nor would he even be answering your phone calls if you were legitimately his enemy. And at worst, it actually isn't a lie, but rather you've been lying about your animosity towards them. Neither image looks very good for you.
Well, I'm built for the war. I'm built for that type of fight. And you know what? I don't know how much calculation you did with that little woman you infiltrated with that check. You've caused confusion. You've broken relationship. And, you know, I don't even know if, I know your intent was malice, but I don't know how calculated you were with it.
First of all, if there was any infiltration, it was on your part, Mary. You infiltrated the YouTube community, claiming to be a victim. There might have been some truth to that in the beginning. However, you immediately tried to capitalize on the issue and infiltrate the community, pretending to want to get rid of Umar Johnson, when in reality, you just wanted to get the fame of being a victim. You wanted to profit off this image of being a female victim that finally fought back. The only issue is that your method of doing so was to fabricate crises that didn't exist. The check was fake. There is no evidence that you ever sued Umar, and you have never disclosed who Umar Johnson's lawyers were, nor the law firm that his or your supposed lawyers are from. Then you wanted us to believe there was a federal investigation where you equally showed no proof, and then made yourself even more foolish by claiming that this was a federal investigation not being carried out by the FBI. All of it was done for her infiltration purposes and clout. Second of all, it wasn't Johnson that caused your relationship with other people to break down. You did that all on your own. You became increasingly hostile to people who were your supporters. You have bad-mouthed them and attempted to ruin their reputation because they wouldn't defend you. And it's blatantly obvious to many YouTubers on here that you are a manipulative woman. You are to blame for your current infamy. You're just not smart enough to see it that way.
But you know what? You didn't derail the train. You did. You disrupt a little bit where people stopped talking about you for a minute. People got distracted. Confusion, pure chaos. You understand? But it's okay. You didn't disrupt the train because they're coming for you. They're coming for you. So that fake check, that circulated on YouTube. But you know, the authority, they want to know where you got that money from. I brought that check. They want to know where. Where do you have that kind of money you can deposit in somebody's account?
You can't, because you didn't get a real check. The check in question literally says it's not legal tender, therefore no bank would actually accept it, which means he did not actually give you $68,000. That puts you in a conundrum because you said that you cashed the check, which completely contradicts the earlier narrative that you didn't know the check was fake. As a matter of fact, it wouldn't be able to be fake if that were true. You can either say that the check wasn't fake, hence why you cashed it, and then all we would need from you is the proof that you actually have $68,000 that came from Umar Johnson. Or you can say that the check was fake and you did not know. However, this means you have to explain both how you cashed it and how you somehow did not know that it was fake, despite the very check saying it was fake. But you can't say both and expect no one to call you a liar. Lastly, if this was a legitimate lawsuit settlement and he paid you $68,000 as an agreement, the FBI would not be investigating such incidences because it wouldn't be illegal. Child support could theoretically have asked him where he got that from if he's not currently working. That would have been a separate, unrelated matter entirely. It wouldn't have anything to do with the donation scam, which is what he's primarily hated for. Mind you, I know this wasn't a legitimate lawsuit because there's literally no public information. However, that is the logic we would be dealing with if we were to even consider this to be true, which we know it's not.
Okay? And listen, yeah, there's an investigation. These people are doing their investigation. I could talk. I have right. I am a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. They're trying to understand how you owe tag, how sometimes you're on and off with your child support, like you catch up, then you fall back again. They can't understand someone that you're unemployed. There's no record that you're paying tax. You're unemployed. So they're coming for you. They're coming for you. And then this is a tactic he's employing now. He's trying to open the school. You know what? I'm the remote control. I got you painting. I got you in front of that school telling them that renovation is done. You couldn't even open the door to show us. You show us.
Look, I know you're trying to say something very clever and witty here, but you're not speaking proper English at this point. I mean, I don't even understand what you're saying, honestly. The brief bits I can understand are, you think that the federal government is going to go after him because he's not making child support payments, despite supposedly giving you $68,000, and you somehow think that you're a remote control when it comes to his FDMG scam, which he's ran for over 15 years, none of which makes any sense.
Three room that was renovated in a prior video, and I was pointing out to everybody that's not FDMG. I'm not sure where those 3 rooms at. You understand? You show absolutely nothing. You show absolutely nothing. Listen, I'm not going to sit here. I'm an activist. Yes, I'm an activist. And I'm defending people that you've taken advantage of. You understand? People that you've taken advantage of. But I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite. It's personal. You try to come after me to take everything that I have, it's personal. Can't stop, won't stop. Now, I don't hate because you know what? I'm going to heaven on the drama-free plan. I'm not going to let hate consume my heart where I'm going to jeopardize my spiritual life, but no.
How were you defending people when you both lie to them and then demand that they pay a membership fee if they want to get any information on how you're supposedly defending them? That's no different than Umar Johnson claiming he's saving the black community by building a school, which he never builds, and yet wants them to pay just for the privilege of hearing him talk. It is also too late to claim you're not a hypocrite. Just one video ago, we had you criticizing content creators for asking for donations, even though you yourself demand people pay you just to be on their live. You can be in denial of your hypocrisy, but you filmed yourself being a hypocrite. Therefore, if he didn't want to be a hypocrite, you should have thought about it a lot of it more. None of us care about your spiritual beliefs, Mary. You can claim you're going to heaven or the zoo or anywhere you want. But here on planet Earth, we call you a liar because you didn't provide us any proof of anything that you've claimed. It's also a lie to say you don't hate because you've been pretty hateful to all of YouTube in the last 10 days.
You're going to be stopped. No, Goliath, you're going to be stopped. You understand? You understand? Nobody's afraid of you. I will not stop. And with you, It's not a sprint, it's a long distance race. You understand? But I got a little news for you. And they told me today, they're like, Marianne, we have a good thing going here. We understand your passion. Do not go from a safe place to a dangerous place. I told them I'm going to be popping at FDMG. Now I'm allowed. They're like, you're allowed. But don't go from a safe place to a dangerous place. You know what? You know how you stand in front of those abandoned bando and you tell us FDMG's coming? Well, I'm coming. When I do my little video, I'm coming in front of those bandos to let them know there's not going to be a school. There's not going to be a school. We run cars, we just run cross each other. You understand? I'm built for it, just like you built for it. You understand? And you know what, family? You know what, family? He's going to open something. It's not going to be an accredited school, but these people are on. Okay, back to, I apologize. I had a very long day today. I needed a glass of wine. I need a glass of wine before I come talk to this bum who makes video and stay in your mama's closet, because I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be making trip to FDMG. Not one, not two, I'm going to make trip. We run into each other. That they told me, Marianne, stay in a safe place, don't go into a dangerous place.
You literally have his phone number. You also said earlier in the video that you talked to him. So for all we know, you could just call him ahead of time. You're making it sound like you don't anticipate seeing him there. And if you do, then you two can fight. But if you two were really on fighting terms, why would you be talking to each other over the phone? Why would you go somewhere where you know that he would be at? These are all inconsistent behaviors that make us all think you're lying about your hatred.
No, they don't want me crossing line, going on your, but I'm coming, you understand? Because I'm gonna let folks know you're a thief, sir. You a thief. And then I can't be no activist. You know what? I make moves. I'm gonna be going door to door. These people around this neighborhood. Listen, I'm not gonna stop. Won't stop, can't stop. You understand? You're a thief. You're a thief, sir. You're hurting our community, and you're a cancer, and you're gonna be removed. You're gonna be removed. And you know what? You thought I came in this YouTube space because my interaction with you is in the real world out there. You thought that I was gonna come into this YouTube space and get caught up with it. No, ain't nobody get caught up. You caused a little disruption, but you didn't derail the train. Oh no, sir, you didn't derail the train. You understand that?
I think you've had a little too much wine. You have just posted this video on YouTube, the very same platform you're saying you haven't been caught up in. You are also the same woman who 3 videos ago was complaining about levels to YouTube and how you wanted to be on level 4 instead of level 5. And now you want to give us this shit of not even wanting to be part of the YouTube scene? No one believes that. You're still posting as we speak. You even demand paid members. I have never met a YouTuber, no matter how vile, no matter how stupid, to not only contradict themselves so much, but do so within the same time that they're doing the video. Most liars on YouTube tend to actually try to hide themselves very well. They stay consistent with what they're saying, even though they know what they're saying isn't true. And they're usually reading up with scripts. However, you seem to have forgotten your script, or don't adhere to it. You say one bullshit claim, and then you say a different retarded claim. That causes the original Morinate claim to sound even more stupider.
You didn't derail the train. No, you didn't derail the train. I'm staying on you, like white on rice. You understand? They got their check. Now they're trying to figure out, well, where did he get all this money to deposit? And this woman makes $10 an hour working for these people. $10 an hour. She couldn't afford to have that cash. It shows that cash was deposited. And Philly, and then you deposit it in cash form. That cash was deposited in Philly, you understand? And then clear in Ohio. Nobody playing with you. You got these people on YouTube making video, talking all day, talking all night, and no action. That's why you don't pay them no mind. No.
You're talking as if there's anything regular YouTubers can do about Umar Johnson. Most of the YouTubers you're bad-mouthing are just regular people. We have no authority to arrest Umar. We cannot complain about losing money without having directly donated. And as far as we are aware, Umar has entirely funded this scam project through private gifts from people. Therefore, unlike a federally funded project, You can't be legally held responsible for not doing the donations in the manner in which you promised them. The law looks at those things as gifts because they were given freely without coercion. Now, if all of these people who are scammed by him went around and said they would sue Umar, good things could happen. But as far as the law is concerned, he hasn't broken any laws. His actions are immoral. He should be sued, and he's rightfully vilified by most people. But someone acting immorally is not the same thing as you can get someone for doing something illegal. You yourself are just talking hot air right now. You never sued him, and there's no investigation. You were also in contact with him and continue to praise him, while also simultaneously insulting him, and he makes no mention of you. Therefore, you are in cahoots with him at best, or you're just somebody he doesn't give the time of day to acknowledge because he knows you won't do anything. Regardless of whatever the case may be, you are just as inactive as you're criticizing everyone else for being by your own logic.
In fairness to Leonard, I'm going to tell you in fairness to him, he do some research. That's why Umar hates him so much. He hates him passionately. You understand? Passionately. But the thing with Leonard, he gets all this and he sits on it. He's not really doing something to implement outside to make a real change. That's the problem I got with him. And then the way he moved dirty. But we're not going to talk about that. Because among family, brothers and sisters have bickering. Among family, there's a little fallout. He's still my brother. You know what? He's still my brother. He did me wrong. But he's still my brother.
Now you're lying once again. You're saying that Umar Johnson hates Lennon Honor because Lennon Honor actually does research. However, in your last video, you claimed that Honor's own research is not verified. In fact, you said all of YouTube has done no research on Johnson except you. Now you're saying the opposite. You're saying, oh, Honor's my bro, and he actually knows what he's talking about. In reality, you're just trying to pretend that you don't have a bad relationship with the man. Unfortunately, due to your actions, that's not the case. You immediately got hostile on his live stream. You admitted that your behavior was abhorrent, and then you later went on to accuse Honor of being involved in knowing that the check was fake, which damaged the man's reputation, and now had certain people be suspecting him of being involved in your shenanigans. Honor himself has called you a liar and said he was done with you. And in point of fact, you've alienated yourself all over the internet. Very few people are on your side, and many of them are leaving you in droves because you turned off your comment section. I'm afraid your YouTube career is just pretty much done. You can be on here and make your videos, but you'll never obtain the popularity you wanted. And it's very questionable if you'll even have subs for very much longer.
The goal is you distract everybody. The goal is for you. You're the focus, Umar, and you're going to remain the focus. Yo, I'm telling you right now, do your little video in your mama's closet. I'm going to be popping. I'm going to be popping with no fear, son. With no fear, son. You understand? And then I spoke to my attorney. I spoke to these people. I was in there with Bishop like for 2.5 hours. They're like, we don't advise you going up there. We strongly don't advise, but I'm going. Activists, when you're an activist, these are the chances you take. These are the chances you take. I'm gonna go. Just like you could stand in front of those bandits and lie to our family. Lie, talking about the school's open. I'm gonna stand, tell him there's not gonna school. He's gonna open it. I don't know what it. He already told y'all if y'all want him to be a preacher. Something about a preacher, AME preacher. Or he might open some kind of, in the community, in the conscious community, he's talking about opening some wellness for black, like retreat wellness, some foolishness. And it's not going to be accredited school. If he opened it, your kid's going to go there, but I tell you, they ain't going to get no diploma. They're not going to get no diploma. And then, y'all see the thumb tag I have? He's talking about everything. On February 14th, he came to us. He told us renovation is done. He told us on the 16th he's gonna get these what do you call it? Occupancy thing. Occupancy permit. No follow up. He talking about book clubs. He's talking about book clubs. And then he's talking about
Go to
gonna
night
take it off
school
where
and
it is.
learn proper English. You couldn't even say license of occupancy, which, by the way, wouldn't have done anything anyway.
Anybody who's actually done the research knows that Umar Johnson's school would be in violations of several civil rights laws, and he doesn't have a business license required in order to operate in the state of Delaware, even if it's a private institution. But regardless, Mary, we're losing brain cells just hearing you talk. It's 2026, Mary. You have AI available to you to correct your speech, and you live in America, which is the most predominantly English-speaking country on Earth. There is no reason why you should be speaking gibberish in half of what you're saying. The only explanation is that you are a very uneducated woman. You spend too much time in the spirit plane rather than planet Earth. You need to fix that.
Because people are having a hard, nobody ain't having a hard time. Nobody's checking for that. No one's checking for that. Nobody's having a hard time. So now, from what I got from the conscious community, he's moving it to Facebook. That's where he's going to be moving that book club to Facebook. You understand? You know what? No. Won't stop. Won't stop. Can't stop. No. You're a thief. You're evil. You're evil. We're going to remove you out of our community. You're a cancer. And let me tell you something, Umar. Let me tell you something. You get put in a court, a court. There's something called what is it called? Oh my God, Lawrence gave me that term. The walk to the last ride. What they do after you're sentenced in court, you're shackled. They walk you to this bus. And then you take that last ride until you go serve your time to be incarcerated. Look, if I got to take time off work, I will. I'm going to be in that courtroom. I'm going to be there till they walk you in the bus. And you know what? I'm going to follow the bus. I can't go past prison mark. I'm going to follow you to the bus. You understand? I'm going to follow you to the bus.
There you go, saying things 3 times in the same manner like Umar. I swear you sound more and more like a female version of Umar in every new video we have of you. And just like Umar, you're acting very hyped. You're making it sound like there'll be this big, huge legal case, all the while knowing that that's not gonna happen. All the while knowing that you're gonna be charging people $3.99 a month just to hear you talk about nothing. You're a grifter, just like Umar is. All you ever wanted from the beginning of this was not justice, but cheese. Now all of YouTube knows that, and you continue to prove it with every new video you make. Do you learn from that fact? No. And as a matter of fact, you double down on your lies, or lack of proof, and your just unbelievably destructive characterization. The only question now is how far are you going to take this until you finally realize that you're done? I presume you'll be doing this for a very long time.
And then I'm going to be the last free face you see before you go in there. No, I will not stop. And can I tell y'all something? Now I'm talking to my channel member. This man, I really believe, this is like allegedly. Now I got to say allegedly. When I tell y'all stuff, I come correct. Allegedly. I think he has an offshore account. I really believe he knew there would come a time where he could no longer continue this grifting, this thieving that he's doing within his own people. He would have to take refuge somewhere else. And in that African country, that's where he's going to take that refuge. I truly, strongly believe that. That's where he's going to take that refuge. No. They got the check. Let me tell you, full-blown. Full-blown investigation. Full-blown. These people ain't playing with you. They're not playing with you, and they're taking their time. And you know, they're watching you. He knows, family. He knows what's going on. You see no follow-up, right? He knows exactly what's going on. No follow-up. Where's the school? Did you make them t-shirts? I hope you make, because you told me, I'm going to make t-shirts. All y'all keep asking me what to do. I hope you make these t-shirts. Honey, you need to start selling them t-shirts. Just like I sold them t-shirts, you need to start selling the t-shirts, because it's getting real. It's getting real. And you know what? I said that before I gave Bishop that check. I was like, well, you know, you need to give me something, Miss Lauren. It doesn't work that way. I'm very busy. Yeah, they already contact Philly. They contact Delaware. I'm coming to Delaware. We're bound to cross paths. I'm coming. For now on, whenever I got to say something about your little bandos, I need to be in front of it. Just like you're in front of it capping, I need to be in front of your bando. You understand? I need this, family. I need this. Listen. I'm letting y'all know I'm focused. I am back on focus. We're back on focus. This disruption that happened, it was just a disruption. We're back on focus. You understand? If I'm the only one that's focused, we're taking Umar down. You're going down, sir. This message is especially for you. Those who want to watch this message, but this message is for you, Umar Johnson. Thank you. I approve of this message. Marianne Lorian.
People, please don't fall for this bullshit. All she's going to do is show a video of her going to the location, or at least claim it's the location. It's going to be very poorly made, and guys like me will be making videos showing how these things are fake like usual. She'll play the stupid game and act as if she legitimately thinks she's doing the right thing, expecting your money and support. There will be no confrontation with Umar Johnson. I highly doubt she's even really going to go to Delaware. And even if she does, what exactly is she doing that's different? We've already seen what those buildings are like, and we already know they're never going to open. She's just hyping you up to get you to click on her videos and get her views and possibly subscribe. That is all she wants, and it is all she'll ever be interested in. Umar is just a tool for profit. Anyways, that's all we have for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.